Hey there, and welcome. Today we're diving into something that's absolutely critical for any leader, motivation. And I don't just mean generic pep talks. We're talking about really understanding what makes your people tick and how you can unlock their full potential. Let's get right into it.
So, I want you to start with this question, a really honest question. Think about your team right now, their energy, how engaged they are. Are they genuinely fired up to come to work every day? Because, and this is a big deal, there's a world of difference between being motivated and just being compliant. See, compliance is just doing what you're told. Motivation is wanting to do it and wanting to do it incredibly well. Compliance gets a task done, sure, but motivation? That's what sparks innovation, builds careers, and really grows the company. The real question is, how do we get from one to the other?
Well, to get there, you've got to have a map. We need to break down what motivation really is. Get past all the buzzwords and into what actually works. So, let's start with the basics.
Okay, I know this looks like something straight out of a textbook, but stick with me, because the important bits are right here. Motivation is basically the engine. It's the why behind everything we do. And you see those two key ingredients? Internal and external factors. The goal isn't just a quick jolt of energy. It's about creating that continual interest that keeps people going for the long haul.
Now, the great news is we don't have to just guess what drives people. Nope. Psychologists have literally spent decades creating what I like to call blueprints for human motivation. Let's take a look at a couple of the most important ideas.
So you can pretty much split motivation into two big buckets, intrinsic and extrinsic. Extrinsic is the stuff we usually think of, right? A bonus, a promotion, a shout out in a meeting. And that stuff is powerful, but it can be temporary. Intrinsic motivation, now that is the secret sauce. That's the feeling you get from cracking a really tough problem or the pride you feel in mastering a new skill. The best managers figure out how to use both, but they know that stoking that internal fire, that's the real key to long-term success.
And this is one of the most famous blueprints out there, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The idea is so simple but so powerful. You just can't expect someone to be all in on reaching their full potential that's way up at step 5 if they're worried about their job security, which is down at step 2. Think about it. A fair paycheck covers step 1. A stable, positive work environment covers step 2. A team that feels connected covers step 3. It's only after those things are in place that people can really truly focus on climbing higher. Your job as a manager is to make sure that foundation is rock solid.
All right, so theory is great, but let's make this super practical. The absolute best way to learn how to read someone else's blueprint is to get really good at reading your own first.
And I'm serious. Take a second. Don't think about your team. Don't think about your company goals. Just you. Right now at work, what is it that really gets you going in the morning? What need are you actually trying to meet? Here's a quick 3-step process to figure this out. First, just jot down your top 3 needs at work. Then, look at that hierarchy we just talked about and see where they fit. Are they safety needs? Esteem needs? Finally, give it a name. What's your primary motivator? Maybe you realize, wow, job security is everything to me right now. That's a safety need. Or maybe it's, I really want to crush this big project, which is an esteem need. There are no right or wrong answers here. But once you name your own driver, you suddenly have this language, this framework, for understanding all the different things that might be driving your team.
You know, Plato probably wasn't thinking about quarterly reviews when he said this, but he might as well have been. This kind of self-awareness isn't just some feel-good exercise. It is the absolute starting point for great leadership. When you get what motivates you, you can start talking to other people with real curiosity, not just a bunch of assumptions.
So, okay, let's bring this all home. We've defined motivation, we've looked at the blueprints, we've even looked in the mirror. How do we pull this all together into a powerful way to lead?
This is it. This is the master key right here. Your job actually shifts. You stop being a taskmaster, and you become a needs detective. You start asking better questions. You get curious. Is this person looking for more stability? Does that person just crave a really juicy challenge? Your main job becomes designing an environment where people can meet their own fundamental needs by doing great work for the team. So you have the tools now. You've got the blueprints for what makes people get up and go. The only question left is the one that really matters. Now that you have this knowledge, what are you going to do with it? What kind of team? What kind of culture? What are you going to build?